It's Rambling Hour with Lisa, season 14, episode 8, coming to you live from the living room, the living room. Let me turn that photo so too many lights everywhere so that it's reflecting there. So how is everyone? What have you been up to? How has your week been? What's new with you? I am just actually for days I've been working on Steve's family, the Furlong family tree. I'm hoping to work on his mom's family tree as well, but I need more information to start with there. And she wants me to scan in some photos, and I want to scan in some photos. So I need photos from her too to add to the family tree as well. But for now, I'm working on Steve's dad's side. So this is Steve's dad, Pierce, and Pierce's dad, Thomas. His name is Thomas Barnabas. Thomas Barnabas Furlong. Barnabas? Yeah, I like that name, Barnabas. And we have up in frames upstairs, there's pictures of Pierce's mom as well. But this is the thing. So my parents, this is my dad's mom, and it's a gorgeous picture of my grandma Alice McDermott. I guess there is military pictures of my granddad, my grandpa McDermott, Alice's husband Bill, and then there's a nice picture of my grandpa John Malone, so I could print those ones out. I just haven't, oh, Mom says hi. I haven't, what am I saying? Oh, printed them off, but also my grandma Malone, I'll have to find an older picture of her to print off. So like we've talked about before, there we go, I just wanted to be able to see comments. Like we've talked about before with funeral planning and stuff like that, do you have a good picture of yourself? Because whether you like pictures or not, if something happens to you, your kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, friends, they're going to want to have a picture of you in a nice frame. So even just one nice picture, especially it's nice when they're like, this is my Steve's mom and stepdad's wedding picture. And obviously we can't get pictures of my mom and dad together anymore because my dad's passed away. But this one is, it's from about 2005. But yeah, what pictures do you have? The reason I set it all up like this is because I was doing because I've been working on Steve's family tree and working on ancestry.ca, the Canadian one, but they're all linked, like all week, and working on photos. I'm so happy to his grandma, like Thomas's wife, so Pierce's mom. Her name is Mabel. Her name is Agnes Mabel, and her last name was Ray, but she went by Mabel. So his Nana Furlong, she saved so many photos, or took so many photos, or her family has so many photos, like even her growing up, there's so many photos, and I'm just so grateful that they have those that I can look at and add them to the family tree. And it feels like when you have more than one picture of someone, especially if you even get a snapshot every 10 years, you kind of get to see the lifestyle or what the person was like. You can get a feeling for them. And so, I just thought, because I was working on that and connecting with the ancestors, that's what I would set this up for this week, was more of an ancestral live. So speaking of which, this lily here is itty bitty tiny little bulbs that I brought from Canada that have grown into these. So this was my grandma's lily. So this is from when my uncle brought it home from like kindergarten or something when he was 5, and he's in his 70s. So yeah, but I think it's even older than that. Was it? So say if my mom's 75, and say he's gonna 80 and then everything. So it's like 75 years old at least. Auntie Diane says hello. Hello, Auntie Diane. So yeah, this is at least 70 years old. Well, not these bulbs specifically, but it's a descendant of the same plant that's been going. And my mom and my sister have it, and we've tried to divide it for the siblings on that side. So this was Grandma, so my mom's mom, Grandma Georgiana Elizabeth, that was hers, that her son, my mom's brother, brought home from school, and it's been going that long. So yeah, and then this candle, which I added a photo of the other day, it's specifically for the ancestors. Oh, I guess I'll get up and, I don't want the glare, the shine, you know what I mean, you can't get the writing when it's, anyways. You can't see now, but there was some crystals in it as well, but they've fallen as it's melted down. The crystals are falling. Once it's all done burning, then I will have the crystals in there. It's clear quartz and citrine. It says ancestral protection, clear quartz and citrine, protection, healing, grounding, divine sandalwood, that's what it smells like, and scented soy candle. It's by the company North Muse. So I will leave that there. So tell me what's new with you guys. What have you been doing with your week? Like I said, what I've been doing mostly is working on the furlong family tree. But today, well, I did that as well this morning, but then I got out and I mowed the lawn and did some stuff in the garden. And it's still chilly, especially overnight, but I just got to get out there. I love being in the garden, but I can't just wait for perfect days because I'll miss too many days outside if it's not perfect. But I do like that I'm making it a little bit more simple in the garden where I don't have to worry about so much stuff, so that I can spend days inside if it's raining and not feel like everything needs to be done outside, not overwhelm myself with responsibilities. You know what's funny is I talked to my best friend from Canada, Rachel. I talked to her the other day, and she didn't realize that we were going to Canada. And then she said, does Trish know? Which is another one of my best friends from Canada. And I said, oh, I don't know, because I would have said yes, but now knowing that you didn't know, I'm not sure who knows and who doesn't. Yes, I said it on here. I've talked about it on here, and I've talked to some people in messages and stuff about going to Canada, but now I'm realizing that I don't know who knows and who doesn't know that we're going to Canada. So I'm going to have to send messages to the people that I want to see while we're there and let them know when. We haven't booked our flights yet, but it is anytime after July 9th, and then we'll be there until at least August 17th. So, yeah, but I need to let some people know. So, what else to tell you? Went to painting twice this last week. Last Saturday, oh, I talked to you probably about that already. So last Saturday, me and Steve went to a painting class. That was watercolor. And then on Friday, we went to a thing called Bubbly and Brushes. So you get like a glass of, what do they call, you can't call it champagne now unless it's from the Champagne region in France. So they call it, I can't remember. What's it called? The bubbly. Anyways, a glass of that. And you don't have to drink it, and then painting. And it was a lovely evening. We enjoyed ourselves. That was acrylic paint. So just getting more artsy, getting out of the house, having a bit of a life. And also Steve would like to do more. I've done art my whole life, so it's not as big of a deal for me, but it's still spending time with him, getting out of the house, doing some art, and then making him happy as well, because he does things to make me happy. So we went to a play, me and Steve and Erica. So we go to a community theater in Northwich. It's a small theater, but the production was really good. It was called Home I'm Sweetie instead of Sweetie I'm Home. Is that what? No, Home I'm Darling. Instead of Darling I'm Home, it was Home I'm Darling. And it was about a girl who was like obsessed with the 1950s. It's so cool. It started in the 1950s. That's what I thought. Her whole house was 1950s, everything else. And then it turns out that she's like playing a role with her husband of living in the 1950s, trying to stay as true to living in the 1950s as they can in the modern world. So he still goes to work. He's like a realtor, and she stays at home doing all the housewife things to live this 1950s life. And it's like, it's a nice experiment, but how long can you live in a fantasy world? But it was really well done. It was probably one of the best ones we've seen. But yeah, we like going to that theater. They have a new production every couple months, so we like to try and go to that. So yeah, what else did we do? I think that was it in this last week. That was enough though. That was more of a social life than I usually have. So so in the health department, the estrogen doesn't seem to be doing anything, but I'll stick with it. And I went for blood tests, and the doctor, I have to go see them on this week. And I guess I was gonna say my blood is low. My iron is low, which I've had before in my life. So we'll see. I remember a time when I used to have to take iron tablets, but then you have to take stool softeners, and it's just this whole ordeal. So we'll see. Maybe I can just increase my spinach and my liver intake or something. And then the other thing is Steve did blood work as well, and he got tested for H. pylori, which is a bacteria that a lot of people can have it and not even know. But it can cause stomach ulcers and other things. So he's had it in the past, and it can be kissing. It can be passed on through kissing or things like that, like bodily fluids. So I looked up the symptoms, and I may have H. pylori as well. He's been on treatment for it. You have to take 2 different antibiotics at the same time. Problem is, the 2 that they gave him, I'm allergic to both of those. So we'll see. There's not very many antibiotics that I can take, and the doctor doesn't like giving them to me unless it's really necessary, because we want to save them for, like, you know, life-threatening things when I really need them, because we don't want my body to get used to the few that I can take that I'm not allergic to. So symptoms of H. pylori are like, it creates more acid in your stomach. So I've had this acid stomach, especially at night, but I just thought it was because I drank a lot of pop. So, what else? Oh, like, feeling nauseous and stuff, and feeling like, you need, like that, not that you're hungry, but like, I'm nauseous, like I need to eat, and then I sneeze. And this is why I looked it up the other day, because I was trying to remember why you sneeze when you're nauseous, when you're hungry. And it has to do with the, what's it called? Pylori? No, the H. pylori is what, it's the something gland. Steve knew it too. It's something, I can't remember, that gets irritated by the stomach thing, and then it's connected, and it makes you sneeze. And so, yeah, it was just a really weird thing that I thought, like, why do I sneeze every time? Like, I feel nauseous, like I need to eat something, or my stomach's empty, and then I sneeze. And so I was looking that up, and then I thought about looking up H. pylori to see the symptoms. So all this acid, this feeling nauseous, or feeling like my stomach's empty even when it's not, all of this sounds like the symptoms of H. pylori. So I might just wait till I go for my doctor's appointment for the blood work and then ask then. Either way, I'm going to try and get tested for it, because the thing is, it's contagious, right? So if Steve had it, then chances are likely that I have it. And if Steve's gotten treatment for it and it's effective, then I don't want to give it back to him if I have it. So it makes sense that we should both be treated if we both have it. So anyways, that's all the health stuff. I don't know if you want to talk about anything else in the health area. What else do you guys want to talk about? We talked a little bit about gardening. The lawn is coming back nicely. I don't know if I told you guys that I had to reseed it, and it was mostly mud over the winter, but we put up, I have told you guys this, we put up like the orange plastic fencing to keep the dogs off, and it's almost fully come back now with the seeding and everything else. It's looking really good. So we have our grandson this week for a day, so that will be exciting. I like that Steve's his own boss, and I mean, he's close to what was retirement age in the olden days, but I like that he can take the day off to babysit when Amy and James need us to babysit. So obviously both of us are capable. It doesn't take both of us, but it's nice because we didn't raise any babies together. It's nice when he takes the day off and we have Jackson and we are both home together. So to be honest, he does almost everything except that I'll be like a runner for him. So if he, you know, like if he wants the food warmed up for his lunch, then I'll take it to the kitchen, warm it up, bring it back to him. I'll get the high chair for him, and you know, and stuff like that. And yes, I can change diapers too, but I would have been honored to have babies with Steve because he is such a hands-on dad and granddad and does like everything. He can do everything with babies, everything. It's really cool to see. So think. I can't believe April's done already. Like, it's going to be May Day before we know it. So May 1st is May Day. And don't forget, May 4th, Saturday, is World Naked Gardening Day. So get out there in your gardens and garden naked. Or take a tasteful picture and add it to the internet. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not actually going to garden in the nude. I'm just going to take a tasteful picture and add it to the collection. Who knows, after 12 years of doing this, I'll have enough for a calendar. I'm sure my family and friends would love like a calendar with 12 images of me naked gardening. So I'm trying to remember what we have on the schedule. And so today's the 28th. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, like the 26th we have painting. Oh, there is painting coming up in May as well because I booked us in for other painting classes, like I said. And I think that one's oil that we're doing, which I haven't used oil paint since high school. And obviously Steve's probably never done oil painting because he's never really done painting before he started dating me. Oh, also May 8th is 10 years since me and Steve started dating. Oh, so there's a show, they film it in Canada. I don't know if it's considered a Canadian or American production, but it's called Resident Alien. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. Season 3 was just on, or is just on, but we watched all of it already. And in one of the last episodes, it was a really good soundtrack to it. Well, maybe it's because they film it in Canada, and some of the music was Canadian and stuff, and might just be because I know the songs, but I really liked a lot of the songs that they were playing. And one of them was Blue Rodeo, and it reminded me how much I love Blue Rodeo, which is a Canadian band. And so I was listening to Blue Rodeo today, and it was like every song of the ones I knew, because there's new ones that I don't know, which is great, because then because they're still going. So there's new ones that I don't know that I can listen to and love those as well. But every song that I did know, I'm like, oh, this is such a good one. Oh, this is such a good one. Like, I love Blue Rodeo. It was really nice to, like, have that nostalgia of listening to them again. So if you're watching this live, you guys can write comments, questions, tell me what you've been up to, answer my question about, do you have a good picture of yourself? Do you have a place in your house where you have pictures up? Now, obviously, my dad's passed away. My mom hasn't. My grandma's passed away, as have my grandpa's and my other grandma. Pierce is, that's Steve's dad. He's still alive, but Pierce's dad has obviously passed away. And Chris and Trisha, that's Steve's mom and stepdad, they're still with us. So I did mix up the pictures. Usually, like, the ones of the people who have passed away, like Grandma and Steve's granddad, they go on a separate place. Do you have an altar or a shrine or just a table or a window ledge or something where you put up pictures of the people who have passed away? Do you specifically, or a wall? Do you hang types of pictures like that? Do you have pictures of your loved ones up before they pass away, so that you can enjoy, who they are and everything? I really do need to print some more. I am pretty good with pictures, as you can see. And if I just scooch up there, you'll see even more, like, current with the kids. I even have, that is Owen and Bobby's cat. So our furry grandson Teddy. And then over here, that's Amy and James's dog, our furry grandson, Nero. And then there's Allison and Ash and Ash's son, Finley. And then Amy, James, and Jackson. There's some more pictures there. Oh yeah, up there, that at the top, that's where Lena and Sasha are, and then Sasha over there, that's Thomas's, our other furry grandson. So, and then obviously I have pictures all over the house in frames and stuff, so I'm pretty good at it, but there is still ones that I should print off and put in frames. So the thing is, do I want to have a wall where I put them up, or do I want to find places like this where they stand? So I don't really have too many more places for them to stand, but Steve did mention about that we should do like a shrine or an area for our deceased loved ones and everything. Specifically, I have them on a shelf. They're over with like the Bibles and spiritual books and everything else. That's where I have them now, but there's not really enough room to add too many there. But also, I thought about this, like the sideboard in the dining room, but that's where I put the fish tank with the axolotls. And it's only a small fish tank right now, but I need a bigger one. And even if I got a fish tank with a stand, where would I put that? If we use the sideboard as our shrine to loved ones. So do you guys have a place? That was a question you guys can just answer if you're watching this live. I mean, even if you're not watching this live, you can still comment. I'll just see it whenever I see it. I'm gonna have a drink. I told you guys last week that I need to get a walking stick because I'm a rambler, so I need a stick for walking and rambling Yeah, it's pop. Children are making noise upstairs. I say children, but only one of them is under 18 now. Auntie Diane says, my pictures are all over the house wherever they look nice. Yep, that's how a lot of mine are too. The only place that I specifically put, like, ones like that, like I said, is the people who have passed away. I try to keep them together, but other places, they're, like, this one of Pierce, it goes over there, and it's actually next to one with Jackson, because it's, like, the oldest member of the family, and then the youngest member of the family. Oh, hang on a second. I think Trisha is just a little bit older than Pierce. Anyways, the boys, you know, the men. And then, Mom and Dad, they were over on a shelf, and then Trisha and Chris, they were over there by the poetry books and stuff like that. Melody says, I don't have a specific place. My parents used to have, in the basement, they used to have on the wall, like, it was like wedding pictures, people who passed away, like it was like all the family pictures were up on the wall. But us kids are assholes. Let's just say it, because we didn't wreck the pictures, but we wrecked a lot of the frames, took down the frames and everything else. I did give my mom a bunch of frames before I moved here, but you know, those pictures have never made it back up on the wall. So maybe if I have time when I go back into Canada, I'll just buy her lots of matching frames of different sizes and put those pictures back up on the wall for her. So, yeah, I wonder, like, that's the thing is, like, even if I did a display, like we talked about in the entranceway, because we have, you know how it's like in our entranceway, there's like the balcony, because it's like a foyer, like a big open area. So there's the one wall, and that's why I don't have anything on that wall yet. Well, there is a mirror, but because I was going to paint a family tree on there and then like put photos of like our loved ones on there. This was Steve's idea, actually. He wants me to paint this huge tree, but I want it to be like, I don't want it to be tacky, so I want it to look, you know, maybe just like a few colors, like browns and blacks, and just like a simple kind of silhouette-y type of tree. I don't know, not like big, like something you see in a play school with kids. But yeah, so then with the frame, see, like this tree that we got from Amy and James, it's a big black tree with these little frames on it. And these two circle ones in the middle were actually, like, for a Christmas tree, they just have a star at the top. But these black rectangle ones are the ones that came with it. So that's pretty simple with the frames like that. So if I painted it, then it had the frames, I would want them all to match. Like, so do you have all silver frames or pewter? I love pewter frames. That's a silver one. This is colored white. There's wood. Like, so I would like them all. I don't want them all random because I think if it looks more uniform, it'll look more simple and clean because I'm a clutter bug. So we already know that I like my stuff. Steve likes things more simple. So if I'm going to have lots of something, if I have them in the same color or even, I mean, do you do them all in color? Some of them are black and white, depending on who you're adding to the tree. So, yeah, the more uniform it looks, the more simple it will look. It won't look as cluttered as if everything doesn't match and everything else. So, that's an idea. I made chicken tikka masala for supper with pilau rice. The pilau rice was frozen because I made way too much like a few months ago, and so I have a bunch of frozen containers of pilau rice. So it was a quick and easy, simple dinner. I just threw the chicken breasts in the pressure cooker. They were raw, so I only had to put it on for 10 minutes. And then they stay warm if you don't get back to them after the pressure's up, and they cook for 10 minutes. So when I got back to them, and then the pilau rice, like I said, was frozen, so add a bit of water, put that in the microwave, and it comes out nice and fluffy. And then it was just chicken tikka sauce out of a can. And to be honest, I didn't even add any vegetables. It was just a very simple dinner because it's Sunday. I focus on other things. Like, I honestly, okay, we already know that I have... Lena wants in, that's why she's barking. We already know that I have an obsessive personality, so no matter what it is that I'm focused on, I become obsessive about it. I'm just going to let the dog in. So, come on. Hurry up. You're interrupting my life. Go. So, as you guys know, when I talk about gardening, obsessed. When I talk about whatever I talk about, so with the ancestry stuff, it's even like last night when I was working on, when did we go painting? So Friday when we got back from painting, I went back on the computer and wanted to finish more. And then Saturday was yesterday and I was working on it. And I try to get up to our room by 9 p.m. So that means Steve have time to watch TV and I can be going to sleep by midnight. Because he doesn't really sleep. So if I don't go to sleep, I'll still be watching TV till 2 in the morning with him, which isn't good for me because I need sleep, otherwise I get grouchy. Lena's decided to chew on a bone. Sorry about that. So 9 p.m. Yeah, but I had to it was like 9:30 and then 9:45 and I pulled myself away from the computer because when you get obsessive, especially like when I was single and stuff like that, it's the kind of thing that I would stay up and do until my body told me I needed to sleep. So whether it was like 3 or 5 in the morning, just so I did pull myself away and I went and watched TV with Steve, so I gotta balance it. I just gotta move through. And so today I did work on it a bit this morning, but then there was when the weather, because I was gonna mow the lawn, I told myself I was gonna go outside and mow the lawn in the morning, but then when I got up, there was kind of gray clouds. The sun would poke through, but there were so many clouds in the sky that just kept covering the sun that it made me sad. Then while I was sitting at the other computer, at Steve's desk, so the window's right there, and it did become nicer. And so there was a point where I was just like, yes, I need to stop doing this and do something else. So I went outside and had outside time. But yes, it is very addictive, especially when you have photos to go with the names. But now I'm it's also hard too with some of it because I have names on lots of the photos. The thing about the past is that most people hung out with their family. Families were big, so you didn't really need friends. So you had so many siblings or cousins and everything else. So a lot of the people in photos, or I guess maybe that's why people just keep those photos as well, is that it's a lot of family. But some of them I have names for. And it says Uncle John and Auntie Annie, and I know the names of these people and their last names, but I can't find them on the family tree yet. So whether one of the women married someone and got that last name or whatever. So it's frustrating when I have all these pictures of certain people, but I can't find where they go on the family tree. It's like a puzzle, but it's fun and I am a bit obsessed with it. However, after I've done my live today, I'm going to leave the computer, not even do Ancestry on my phone. I'm going to read because that's something else that I want to do and I haven't done. lately. So that is my plan. After I'm done here, I'm going to just read. So, yep. Well, yeah, I was going to say I was going to eat too, but... So tell me more. Tell me more. Do you have any plants, like house plants, that are really, really old that you inherited from family or friends or somebody else? Some people have like plants that are, like I said, this one's like I said, over 70 or nearly 80, which is exactly what I'm talking about. It's a very simple, easy one, but some people have like other ones that are big and huge that have been going for a long time. I have to look it up and see which of my houseplants have actually survived the longest. These ones here are pretty good. They're not anything spectacular, but they're alive, and that one is quite tall. It's another Dracaena. What's it called again? Is it a Dracaena? Is that... It'll come to me. It always leaves my head when I have to think of these things. So, yeah, but I'm trying to think, like, because I've been here nearly 10 years. October will be 10 years. So, did I have any houseplants when I first got here that are still alive? And if not, which are my oldest in the house? The oldest for me, raising them from the shop, like from buying them from the store, not just getting them from someone else. Because I have some of those bigger ones that I got off of people, but I don't know exactly how old they are either. And you can buy big ones from the shop as well, but the bigger the plant is, the older it is, the more expensive it is. So I tend to try and buy little guys and then try and keep them alive. Sometimes it's easier to keep an older, bigger one alive because it's already established. So, I don't know. But yeah, I'll have to look up and see what I have and what I don't. I need to get I know like it's been over 6 years, that means we've been married, but I still need to get some of our wedding pictures printed. There is a couple like small ones that were printed just at the, on a kiosk thing, but I mean like actually printed nice, and the big ones. I have a frame in the entranceway waiting for our wedding photo, and there's some like there's a set of 4 coasters, but they look like Polaroid pictures that Amy and James got for Steve. And out of the 3 of them, one of them has our wedding photo. And then, yeah, so there is little wedding photos around. But, and T. Diane says, Uncle Arthur's big jade plant is about 25 years old. Yeah, that's awesome. I had a really nice big jade that I got off of somebody, and I was doing good with it for so long, and then I didn't know the bottom hole got clogged somehow, and I murdered it. It rotted. So, but they all, they fall down, and you can grow the new bits that fall. But, and I do have another jade plant that I got from Steve's dad. But, starting those little guys that fall off and stuff, they're not as big as this one. It had like a really big trunk and a big... I'm really good at killing plants too. So don't let me fool ya. And Dan says... Lena, no! Be quiet! You're not going back outside. Be quiet. I bought a bunch of lilac plants to plant outside, but I'm waiting for it to get a little bit warmer. Hopefully they take. And then you wrote Isaacs at the end, but I'm guessing you were going to write lilacs again. But I love lilacs. I love the smell of them. You don't see them as much here. You do see them a little bit. But, and their blooming time is so fleeting in the spring. There's way more but that's because there's so many other options here. That's why you don't see them as much. But in Canada, it's one of the best plants for this time of year, coming into, well, I guess a little bit further ahead. Our lilacs are just coming into bloom right now. They're just starting to, I see color everywhere, but they haven't opened yet. But I would love every color of lilac, and the smell is heavenly. It's one of my favorite smells of flowers. And what was I going to say? Lilacs. Yeah, my parents have a lilac bush in their garden, and their backyard, sorry. And, yeah, so good luck with them. And I know with the weather, that's what I'm saying, like even here where it's more mild than on the prairies, the nights have been chilly. We've even had like 1 degree 0 the other day. So luckily nothing went frosty in the garden or anything, but it's like, come on. I would like to take plants out of my greenhouse too. I'm waiting for it to warm up. You know, like 11 o'clock, I was going to say 11 degrees out for today. Like, it's just, I don't know. So it's just like everything's pushed back, right? Like if winter started later, now spring is starting later. Who knows what the weather is going to be like when we're in. I remember when we went to Canada 5 years ago, and I've been telling them how nice our summers are in Canada on the prairies, how hot it gets, and it might even say hot at night, which some people hate, but I like. And just like, then when we went to Canada 5 years ago, it was nice enough, but it wasn't like, it wasn't anything like what I had been telling them about with the weather. So we'll see what the weather's like this year when we go. I was talking to Auntie Joan not too long ago. Well, just messaging a little bit, and she sent me some pictures of her garden, and all the snow is gone. So Auntie Dan, you're up in Grand Prairie as well, so I'm guessing your snow is gone too. Mom, if you're still watching, or Melody or whoever in Edmonton, I don't know if you guys have snow right now or if it's all melted again. But yeah, Auntie Joan was getting things ready in the garden too for some of the, the season. So it's slowly happening. Gardening season is coming around. And you know what? The thing is, like, I know that May 4th is Naked Gardening Day. And you might say, like, on the prairies, I have to be honest, even if there was still snow, I would still probably do the Naked Gardening Day just for the photo in Canada, even if I was there. So I always tell myself I'll be in shape for these photos, but it's another year and I'm not going to be in shape in a few days. So, but I will love my body no matter what it looks like, and that's part of the thing, is just putting it out there for people to know that it's, you just need to love who you are. Who was I talking to the other day? Melody says it's gone, so she's talking about the snow in Edmonton. Who was I talking to? We were talking about bodies and stuff like that, because it came up, either something we were watching or something, and it was like, think of the people that you admire and love the most, and it is not because of their face or their body or their great hair. The people that you... Lena! Stop! The people that you love the most and that you want in your life and that you love spending time with, you don't judge them on their body. Yes, if they're unhealthy, whether skinny, fat, or whatever, if they live an unhealthy lifestyle, then you want them to be healthier because you want them around longer and for their sake. Like, we want everybody to be healthy that we love. But yeah, people aren't, so the people who love you the most are not judging you on if you're having a good hair day or not, or if you put makeup on to leave the house, or if you're wearing sweatpants, or what your body type is like. I mean, they might say something, but they don't love you. They might judge you a little bit, but, because we're human, but they don't love you because or in spite of whatever I'm saying. You know what I mean? So don't beat yourself up about things that, whatever. If it was your best friend, that's what they say, right? Your voice in your head. Whatever you're saying to yourself, would you say that to your best friend? Or if it was your best friend, what would they say to you? So change the dialogue in your head. Mom says our snow is all gone. I'm going to take a drink again. Meow. I need to give the dog water too. I forgot that she needs some water. What was I about to say? May Day. So here I've never been to like a ceremony for it, but they do, like the May Day, they do like a maypole, where like you get like, it's like a pole and then ribbons, and I don't know if it's traditionally like girls or whatever, and they all have a ribbon and they run around the pole, and then the ribbons wrap around the pole. And so, also, like, next Monday, not tomorrow, but the Monday after is, like, a bank holiday here, so it's, like, a long weekend, because it's May Day, like, May long weekend. So you can look into different May Day things. It's a bit more celebrated over here. I guess it's Yeah, I don't know. I know then, like as you guys know, I've been looking into witchcraft stuff more, so I was reading more about Beltane. Now, it's not just witchcraft, it's also like just a pagan holiday where it's in between, like, not winter and summer. Well, sort of like this, is it between spring and summer? So, and Mom says dandelions are starting to grow. Yes, so our dandelions here, this is the first year that they've done it where they're leaving all the verges, all the green grassy spaces on the side of the roads, in between the roads, everywhere. They've left them. They haven't mowed the grass. They've just left the dandelions. And then we get these little tiny, they look like daisies. It's actually chamomile. So the chamomile and the dandelions and everything are growing and flowering, and they're pollinating being pollinated by all the pollinators like bees and everything else for their early plants, while other things are starting to grow. My garden is growing with or without me. The weather might not feel like nice springy summer type weather, but the garden is moving ahead, and so are the days, whether I'm out there or not. So there's things that are growing. I got to look back at my pictures and be like, is this supposed to be growing at this time of year, or am I just because I don't get out as much as I want to because the weather makes me sad, that I have no excuse, because I could be in the greenhouse and turn on the grow light and it's bright and happy and warm, and yeah, so I don't really have an excuse, but I can't get the outside stuff done when I'm in the greenhouse, and I haven't started any seedlings or anything this year, so it's all right. Everything's good. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah, there's just some of the things that are growing. Like I have irises that are about to bloom. And I don't know if that is normal for the end of April. Maybe it is, but I'm just used to nicer weather. So I don't know. I'll have to look back at my pictures for the last few years and see what was blooming at this time of year. I cannot believe April's already done. So April, May, June, like before you know it, we'll be in Canada. So that is what I'm focusing on this next week. I need to work on plans for Canada, schedules for Canada, all that stuff. And then the other thing that I need to work on is college and university. I know the girls are adults, except Erica. But yeah, I just need to do my part, like with Allison's financing for university and stuff like that. I got to check if things are in place. And so that's where my focus is going to be this next week. Yes, I really need to get those things done. So again, not every day outside. I'm going to have office time. That's what I call it, paperwork, office time, that I need to work on those things. So what are you guys up to this week besides working outside of the house at a paying job, if that's what you do? In that play that we saw the other day, she did that experiment of staying home and being a housewife for 3 years. And she had a degree as well. So she, in financing or something. So she had a well-paid job before she stayed at home. And then her husband, like I said, was in real estate, but then he wasn't making as much as he was before. So they were kind of out of money. And so she had to go back to work. That was the idea. And it just made me realize how grateful, and I do not take for granted at all, that I've been home for 10 years nearly. And well, I mean, I did dog walk for a while and stuff like that, and I'm not opposed to going out and getting a job if I need to or if I have to. But the fact that I'm lucky enough to stay at home and do all the work here makes me very happy, which is why I work so hard to have a nice house and garden and everything else, is because I need to put in the same amount of work that Steve does somewhere, so I do it here. So yeah. I wonder what Steve's plans are for next weekend, now that he just told me that it's a long weekend. I wonder if in his mind he has plans that he hasn't told me about. Oh, actually, no, yeah, he's going to a football game that weekend, so on the day that I'll be naked gardening, he has a football game to go to. So, I don't know what else is happening that weekend. I wonder if I should plan something for our anniversary. It's so crazy how you have so many anniversaries. Like, me and Steve have the dating anniversary, which is in May. And then we had the celebration, marriage, wedding type thing in January, and then we got engaged in December. Had the wedding in January, and then the legal marriage was in February. So, and then there's always Valentine's Day. Like, there's all these different things to celebrate. Me and Steve might get each other cards, but we don't really buy each other, well, for birthdays, Christmas, and then Mother's Day, and Father's Day, we'll get gifts. But for our anniversaries and Valentine's Day, we're not bothered. We don't need anything, and we know we love each other, so card is nice, though. But especially because I keep all those things, eventually going to scrapbook. And today it says, we are planning a holiday for ourselves. It's our 25th anniversary. We are going to go to Cancun, Mexico for a week. That's pretty exciting for us homebodies. Yes, that is. Congratulations on 25 years when it comes. And Cancun, that is one of my mom's favorite places, is Mexico. And I've never been, but yeah, that sounds ideal. Me and Steve did, last year we went to Italy to see my friend that was from Canada, that she was over here. And then shortly after that, so that was in the spring, and then in the summer, me and Steve went to Spain for his friend's wedding, our friend, but his friend, the wedding in Spain. So we did those, but do you know, and I'm not complaining because I loved our trip to Turkey and the ones that we've been to Spain and stuff, but I've been married twice and I have never had a honeymoon. So, yeah, but this year's trip is a family trip and it's to Canada, so I'm not worried if we don't go anywhere else because it's a big one. So Antonia says, thanks, we are pretty excited, not going till October. Well, yeah, that makes more sense to go when the weather is colder so that you can enjoy the beach. Plus, places that it's hot in the wintertime, it is almost too hot. Like when we went to Spain in July, it was way too hot for Steve. So we just stayed in our room a lot of the times because it was just too hot. So yeah, I imagine Mexico would be the same at the height of summer. If that's when your anniversary is, it would be way too hot to go. So, so yeah, Steve has to go to Canada in May, I think. May or June. I think it's in May for, but just to Ontario for a memorial for, his name is, was Mike, why is my brain shut off? Lamport. Michael Lamport. He looked like Robin Williams, and he was like a producer on Rescue Mediums and such. So he passed away a few months ago, and Steve and Jackie are going for the memorial in, I think it's in May. And then, I have to look that up because May is like right around the corner. And then in June, we're going up to Scotland. Probably not the kids. I think it's just me and Steve and Steve's parents, so we'll probably travel together, but it's like an uncle to Steve, so it's his, I don't know if it's just his stepdad's friend or if it was like his stepdad and mom's friend, but anyways, it's like an uncle to him who passed away, so we're going up for that memorial in June. So, I mean, I know those are like memorials, it's not really, so, and I'm not going with Steve to Canada for the memorial, but I'm just trying to think of traveling. But it's Scotland, that'll be exciting, even though it's, for a sad event, I'm still excited to go away. But other than that, we don't have any other travel plans planned. I mean, like I said, Canada's a big one, and it's very exciting, and I will get to see all you lovelies that I miss. I can't believe it's been 5 years. I told you guys this last week, I think, too, because when you hear about people who haven't seen their loved ones for so many years or whatever, you just think, wow, that's so sad that they haven't seen each other for that many years. But with technology, it does not feel like it's been 5 years since I've seen you guys. And, well, because we've seen each other here. But, yeah, 5 years, I think it's more with like little kids and the kids and stuff, like seeing them grow so quickly. Oh yeah, like painting classes. So me and Steve haven't gone to painting for like 7 years. And it was, I can't remember why originally she wasn't able to have the painting classes anymore. It was like another person, Leah, like Leanne, who we used to do painting with, and then Rebecca. It was her, the place that Rebecca Yoxel rented was where Leah was teaching us painting. So sometimes Bex would be there as well. And it's been 7 years. And so one of the ladies that we painted was Sue. Right when we were like done, like at the end of our painting classes, when they were canceled for a bit, she was pregnant, just pregnant. And then, yeah, so the classes were canceled for a bit. And then Leanne was trying to get them up and running, but then COVID happened and everything else, and we never went back. So it's been 7 years. So we saw Sue at the painting on Friday, and because she's one of the ones that put on the bubbly and brushes. And she has like a 5, 6, I guess like it was 7 years ago. So he's 6 or nearly 6-year-old. Like, that's like time is crazy like that, where it's like, what? Like, yeah, so we don't look any different. We, you know, it was nice to see her, but it doesn't feel like it's been that long since we've seen her yet. Having a full child that's, you know, like nearly 6 or whatever is a testament to how quickly time does go by. So, I mean, even our little grandson is already over a year old, so exciting to see him this week as well. Amy and James are moving. They got a house and they are moving soon, so that's a big, awesome step for them. A big garden for dogs and kids to run around in and everything else. So, and for James to keep the grass alive. Yeah, because he'll be fine, but he's scared that it's more than they had where they're living now. So, lots going on. I don't know what else to tell you about the kids. Just that, like, Erica will be on her first year of college. Aurora will be on her 3rd year, but 2nd year of plastering in college. And then hopefully, if they accept that Allison's been in the country long enough, or by her age, because she has to have been here for at least half her age, half her life, or 10 years. So it'll be coming up to, we moved here when she was 10, and she's 20, but come September, yes, so 10 to 20, that's half of her life. But if we go technically, she was only, I told you guys this before, she was like 10 years and 8 months. So they might be like, well, then she needs to be, 20 years and 16 months, so 21 and a half years old before it's half her life, or I don't know. So I don't know if they're going to be persnickety like that. Otherwise, school starts in September, but come October 5th, it'll be 10 years that we've lived here. So I don't know if they're going to, how persnickety they're going to be when we apply for financing. But if everything goes well with financing, then Allison will be starting on her first year of university in September as well. So wowzers. And then the other kids are already past that point. So it's just these 3 young ones that are continuing with this education. So who knows? Maybe one day I'll go back to school. I don't know. I still have nightmares about not doing my homework or being late for class or skipping class. So do I really want to do it in real life where I actually have to do the homework? I don't know. Part of me does, but sometimes I think like I just want to do maths again. Like I just loved having a really sharp pencil and doing my math equations, and yeah, so I mean I could probably just do that for fun, not taking a class, because once it's like expected, I might just like do high school maths again just to see if I remember everything. Or like there's way more complications to it now than what we were taught, right? They just keep changing it, so who knows if I could even handle it. What else can I tell you? Traveling, there's places that I do want to travel to, and because the kids are older now, there's not necessarily anything stopping us from traveling, but I'm such a, there is places that I want to travel, but I am such a homebody, and that's why like even going out to painting classes and stuff is like I need to book these things in and do them, because otherwise, honestly, I'm just happy being at home. I'll never leave the house if I don't plan these things. I'm even like a hermit. Like, you don't have to feel sad about not living close to me, because ask the people who live here, I don't get together with anybody really. I saw Samantha yesterday because she stopped by to pick something up, but like I rarely, like, that's the other thing I need to do too. Like, it was great to see Rebecca at painting, even though she's the teacher, so, you know, it's not like we were sitting beside each other talking, but, because, yeah, she's somebody that I would get together with, and we've gone to the Tat and Flower show with her. I went out for lunch with her once, and we hung out and stuff, but again, she's really busy as an artist and a teacher, and I'm not as busy. I just don't leave the house. So, yeah, I need to have a good balanced life, and that's part of the thing with, you know, talking about family and ancestors and descendants and stuff like that, but it's not just blood family, it's also like your friends and everything else and making those memories. So I need to make sure that my loved ones in Canada know that I'm coming, and that means friends and family, even if, so it also tells me how often those people watch my lives. But that's okay. I won't hold it against them, but I need to make sure that people know that we're coming to Canada so that they will. And I will. Thus, I said this week I will print out my schedules and start letting you guys know exactly when we'll be there and when we'll be where in Alberta and Saskatchewan or wherever. So that we can, I do want to stop in Ontario. Like, I wanted to spend a day or two in Ontario on our way there, seeing we have to fly into Toronto anyway, so I could see my Ontario people. But with all our bags and everything else, I'm wondering if I should just, but see, then I'll have the kids with me too, so people in Ontario can see the kids. But I'm thinking, because it's like mine and Steve's friends really in Ontario, it's not really the kids' friends, maybe I should just go straight from here to Toronto to Alberta, and then maybe next year I can take a special trip to Ontario, whether it's just me or me and Steve, and spend time in Ontario. We could spend longer, and we can focus and go around and see all of our friends there, because with him doing the Feathers retreats there, and as well as me going to the retreats, plus some of my friends that I met online, like Meg McDermott, who I've had on here before, and Lisa Young, who I should have had on here, but I haven't yet. So, yes, I have friends there that I'd like to see, so I might make it a separate trip and really focus on the people there instead of just trying to fit them in one day or a few hours at the airport or something. So, yes, my week, like I said, consists of, I will try not to get too obsessed with ancestry, and I will focus on, so that will be my reward, only if, and going outside if it's nice, only if I work on the school stuff and the Canada stuff, because those things need to be done, and I will insist on Steve booking the flights as well this week. Now, when I say Steve booking them, it's because, yes, I am capable of doing those things, but he's the kind of person who likes to, I'm the kind of person who will just look, yep, that looks good, and do it. And he's the kind of person who likes to compare everything and research and find out what the best deals are and everything else. So that's why I'm just leaving it up to him, because then he can do whatever. I'll just do what he needs me to do, like get the passport numbers or whatever like that. But yes, so we're at the end of an hour, and I have, I think I've done, oh yeah, it's still burning. The candle's still burning. Oh, you guys can't really see it, but anyways, it is still burning. And yeah, I think I've done well to ramble. I am excited to just get up in my cozy bed, because Steve has gone out tonight for a change. There's enough of his friends who are showing up today to for him to have gone out, so I can just get in bed and not feel guilty like I need to watch TV with him. But I'm just going to read until my eyes are too sore or I fall asleep. And then we'll start the whole week again, Monday morning. So also congratulations to Sid and Shelly. Sid is one of Steve's mates that he goes out with on a Sunday. And him and Shelly just became grandparents this past week, like a few days ago. So congratulations to them for having a bambino. Oh, I forgot his name. I know, it's Luca, and I knew a Luca. Oh, there's that song by Suzanne Vega as well, but in this song, you know, my name is Luca, I live on the second floor, but Luca is a girl in that song, I'm pretty sure, and, but I knew a boy named Luca back in Canada that me and my brother and sisters went to school with. He was like, I think he was like my brother's age, so a bit younger than me. But yeah, Luca is not a very, very common name. But yeah, I love the name. So congratulations to them on being grandparents. And yeah, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Mom says, bye Lisa, love you. Love you too, Mommy. And we will see you guys next week. Actually, that makes me think too, as I tell you guys a lot, that there is people that I have had as guests that I should have again, and there's people that I haven't had as guests that I should get on here. So, and just because I don't have them on doesn't mean I don't love them, because some people don't want to be my guest because they don't want to, you know, it's like kind of like a public appearance, right? They're not comfortable with it. So anyways, I love you. And to Diane says, have a great weekend. See you next Sunday. Okay, love you guys. Have a great week. Bye.